So maybe can we just finish off by you just talking about the whole process of how the vision and the values changed, and that process that you went through?
The vision and values was the process to get there. So STAR had what I would say very generic vision and values, which were all worthy things to be transparent and ethical and show respect. They're all things that we would all say that we aspired to, but we knew that we had something a little bit different, and we really struggled to find the words to encapsulate what it was. And I think our coach might have had a fairly torturous few sessions trying to draw out of us what it was. We knew we had something different, but that process of finding the words was very interesting. And I think when we finally got there, we all felt really quite good about where we'd arrived and the words that we'd come up with, and how that our values weren't something that you could pick up and go, I'm not sure which organisation they belong to, whereas the old ones, that certainly is what you would have done.
And when you started to talk to other people, like in the organisation, the board and so forth, what were some of the conversations, how did those conversations go when you talked about those new values?
For the most part, they resonated immediately with most people, which was good. We have a few hundred staff, so to talk to everybody and involve everybody in that process of forming them would have been ideal, but simply from a resource perspective, not possible. So they did resonate well, and they did gel really well. We had probably out of the values that we had, the listen with heart was the one that maybe initially when you read it, it might have come across a bit too touchy-feely for some people. That just understanding what that meant, it did take some discussion, but the discussion was positive and the outcome was always good. So hard for anybody to say that's not what we want to do or what we want to aspire for, I think, as well. So it actually generated a response, full stop, which is probably good. So I think if we had have gone for our standard values, we would have got the respect, good one. That's, so whereas with the values that we did have actually evoked a response, which allowed us to have the discussion, which was positive.
So how is it changing, for example, the way you recruit people? Is it starting to have an impact on that process?
I think because the people that were involved in the values have been doing the recruitment, it's had some impact, and certainly in terms of the initial recruitment stage, where before anyone's walked in the door, it has a positive impact. So the first contact somebody maybe is reading a position vacant in the paper, and from that perspective, yes, we've noticed a difference.
So have you got your values in
yes,
the
our values will always be in our adverts. And in terms of the recruitment for the CEO position, the values are absolutely critical in that process. So from the point that someone gets in the door, we haven't made a lot of changes yet, but it's the same people that design the values that are doing the recruitment. So but it's very helpful. It's probably useful to generate discussion, which is not leads to a less typical, much less boring interview process.
Yes. Great.